Hi guys, it's Linda from In the Beginning Bakery Days, making you my go-to chocolate cake. And we're just gonna get started. You know why? Because it's been kind of a rough weather area with outages and storms and power. The people up the block are totally out because a tree hit all the wires, so we just never know what's gonna happen next. You know? So I'm gonna get right to it. We start with 1 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature. I'm gonna start unwrapping that butter because we're gonna be creaming that with the sugar first. See, remember I told you sometimes you do the backwards creaming method and the frontwards creaming method? I don't know how else to explain it, but this is the frontwards creaming method. So we're going to cream the butter and the sugar first. Whew, that's crazy. Let me put my apron on. Every time I I have like about 20 aprons, and every time I put them in the dryer, they get all tangled, so I tie them together. A little tip. Just a little hard to get the knot out. Come on now. There we go. All right. Alrighty. Okay, this is sort of my own recipe. I did get inspired by Yo Cakes a long time ago, but I've changed it so much. I've added 2 different ingredients. I've cut out stuff. So anyways, it's 1 cup of unsalted butter, room temperature. And right now I'm heating up the water. I'm gonna put 2 cups of hot water, almost boiling, into this container. 1, 2. It's good to boil a little bit more just in case it steams over, and you just want to be able to have that. 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, Dutch process I prefer. Pour that in there and get that ready and put it aside. Whoa, look at all that. I didn't want that to happen. I should have put the water in first, huh? So kind of stir that in. See, stir it in. Get it all combined. And you know what I like to do at this point? I like to add a 1/2 teaspoon of espresso. Oops. What did I do? Okay, I think we're safe. I think I put the espresso and the salt in there. I think that's gonna be all right. Just forget it. I even said that. 1/2 teaspoon of espresso in with the cocoa powder. Okay, you know what? I'm going to get some of that cocoa out of the cup. I did make a little boo-boo. It'll be okay. It's just the salt. Okay, but all right, let me put this over here. Remember, all liquid forms like the eggs. Oh, see, we got a shell in there and I caught it right away. All right, so we got 2.5 cups of sugar right here, and that's gonna go with the butter. So we'll put the cocoa aside, and that's with the 1/2 teaspoon of espresso in with the cocoa powder is 1 cup of Dutch process. So I'll put it all in the description. We got 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. All-purpose, doesn't have to be cake flour. We have 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And I like to put a good heaping teaspoon to tablespoon of vanilla. I just think it brings out the flavor. So now we are going to mix this. I already cleaned that with my lemon extract. We are going to mix this. I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. I feel like I'm trying to go fast just in case something happens. It's been a real nerve-wracking weekend so far. And we're gonna put all the dry ingredients in the mixing bowl. We don't actually have to put it in the mixing bowl. I'm just going to put it in a regular bowl. I like to use metal because it kind of sticks to the plastic. So put that sugar over here by the butter. I haven't made a chocolate cake in a while because I'm a vanilla girl. And just want to make sure. Power baking. Okay, we're going to sift this all together. Sometimes it's good to sift things, and this time we are. So we're going to put the flour in. And then we're going to, it's good to do sometimes. Sometimes I really just don't care. It depends on the recipe. You never know what you can get. You know, a little bump. See, there was nothing in that. The baking, this is the baking powder. I don't know why we have to sift that, but well, that's a good reason why. Look at, very strange. Good thing we sifted this, huh? I just bought that. This is the baking soda. Okay, got the flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, and the salt. So that goes in there. Then we already combined the water and cocoa, and now we're gonna cream the sugar and butter together. Can't talk right today. Maybe it was all those fireworks. It's 4th of July, by the way. Happy 4th of July. I'm not a big 4th of July person. I've had it like right by my birthday all my life. And it's just gets to you after a while, you know? My birthday is on Monday. Yay! Just getting older, so we stop celebrating once we get to a certain age, you know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna cream the butter and the sugar together. That's 1 cup of butter. I'm using the paddle attachment, and we're gonna do that right now. I'm starting it slow so it doesn't go all over. It's regular sugar, but you never know, something could pop out. So we're creaming the butter and sugar. We're doing the creaming process. Once that's done, let's get this out of here. All these things can go right here. This is just 2/8. I'm just making a small cake literally from myself for my birthday to bring with me on my vacation. And I'm going to be putting vanilla icing on top because I like vanilla, but I like chocolate too, so I just know a lot of people there like chocolate better. Alright, we're creaming up the butter. Paddle attachment for about 8 minutes, and then we're going to add eggs 2 at a time. We have 4 eggs. After that, we're going to add the dry ingredients in increments, and then we're basically ready. And then we add the cocoa mixture with espresso in there and the vanilla. I could actually put the vanilla in there. Putting the vanilla in the cocoa powder mixture. And I'm going to stir it up a little bit. Alright, that was done. want to take the paddle and push some of this down. I still, see? We want to take the paddle and get that off of there and put some of it down. God, I'm so used to making large cakes lately. I'm just doing a small cake now because we don't really need that much. Okay, I'm gonna let that do one more round on creaming. Doesn't really matter. I was just listening to a song just a little while ago. Sarah McLachlan, I surrender to the fireworks tonight because I technically get a little anxious with fireworks. I really don't like it all night long. And I usually go away to a hotel because this neighborhood for years now, ever since they made it legal, has been a little chaotic, and people have taken advantage of stuff, and you know, it's just all night long. You never get any rest. It's just, if you have to do something the next day, you might as well plan on being tired, you know. All right, so now I'm going to be adding, I creamed the butter and sugar. Now we're going to be adding the eggs, 2 at a time. So let's do that. 2. I did say I have the oven at 350, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're adding that, and then we're going to add that seems to be incorporated. And then we're going to do the other 2. I like to scrape it all out and get all that good stuff. I don't like wasting that thing. So what are you all doing this 4th of July, wherever you are in this world? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really would like to get up there, you know. I'm almost at 100, almost. And I just started, what, 30 days ago? I found out putting music on in the background gets me in trouble, so I gotta be careful about that. Alright, so I add the eggs. Now I'm gonna start adding the flour mixture in 4 parts. And, oh, we didn't even finish. Sifting the flour. Sorry about that. I got carried away. Hey, you know what? A lot on my mind. I'm going away for my birthday. I'm gonna have my family with me. A lot on my mind. Just made reservations at a nice restaurant. Basically celebrating my birthday next week, because this week actually is going to be pouring, raining on Monday. It's definitely going to cool down. The heat wave's going to be gone, but we're having a big rainy, bloody flood. Mushy, crappy stuff. And it doesn't sound that good to me. Alright, so I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. We don't want to overmix it. Alright. I just want to see something for a second. Now, why did we put the... I'm a little confused because I had this stapled wrong. Alright, it says scrape the bowl. Put the cocoa powder. When did we put the cocoa powder? I think we put the cocoa powder in last. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start putting this in. in 4 parts. There's 1. Let me get my spatula out. I already wiped it down at the bottom. Oh, don't put your spatula in like I just did, by the way. It's very dangerous. Alright, now we're going to put the next batch in. Yeah, at the very last, we put the cocoa powder, the cocoa mixture in. I keep saying cocoa powder. Cocoa mixture. And that it's going to make it thin out. So it's going to be a thin mixture, but the cake comes out really good. It's really easy to make. Up a little bit. Looks like I dropped a little. Okay, I dropped a little. Actually, I dropped a lot on this side. Don't want to waste anything. Okay, and then the last bit. And now, put that up a little bit. It's gonna be like that. Sort of like a, not paste, but there it goes. Now we're gonna put the cocoa mixture in. We'll stir it a little, make sure it's all good. We're gonna do that in like 3 increments too, but we're gonna turn this down so it doesn't sweat. Alright, there we go. There we go. It becomes chocolate. You can see that. See? It went from vanilla to chocolate. Could have made that a vanilla cake, but it's so easy just to do this. This cake is such an easy recipe. Alright, I'm going to try it up just a little bit. Oh, a little too slow. That's good. Alright, so I'm holding this so you can see. And then I'm going to put the rest in. There's still more. Remember, it's 2 cups. You boil 3 cups. And then you only put 2 cups into the 1 cup of cocoa powder. A little bit more. See, if you put too much in, it'll splash all over. You gotta be careful. See, it kind of gets lighter as it incorporates. There we go. Keep going. Not too much because it'll splatter. Like it did over there, see? Alright, keep going. The espresso powder, as you probably heard, brings out the flavor of the cocoa. And I really just like that. And the vanilla helps bring it out too. The vanilla is really good for everything. It's like gold. Just for 1 bottle, it's $8. And that was on sale. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. I can't believe I'm doing this on the 4th of July. We really can't go anywhere because of what's been going on lately with the power outages, and we're going to have another severe thunderstorm tonight. So if that happens, I have to bring all my baked goods that are in the freezer to my friend Marilyn up the road. She doesn't usually get hit, but we do. The power went off for about 5 minutes last night. Maybe not even. Alright, that was that. I'm going to put you down for a second and scrape this out. We got to get all that chocolate. Make sure we get it all. always taste this, and if you feel like you need more salt, that's what I do with recipes. After this, I'm making myself some lemon curd, just myself. You already have the recipe. It's on my channel, the lemon curd. I was gonna make a lemon cake and I changed my mind. I said, let me make it for everybody. And I'm compromising. I'm making chocolate cake with vanilla icing. Alright, so we don't want to overmix, but we do want to get all that stuff off of there. See how the powder stays on top? Alright. Chocolate is a little bit messy, but that's okay. Make sure you get all the bottom. See, look at that. If you didn't do that, look what would happen. You have to scrape the bottom, always. You'd think they would make these where they don't scrape the bottom, where you wouldn't have to scrape the bottom. I mean, what's the sense of having it if it's not gonna work right? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I could have mixed them myself, you know? Okay, I do need a new mixer. I like this little one the best because it, especially for buttercream, because it mixes it fast, and the other one kind of takes a while. All right, I'm gonna let this go through one more time with the regular paddle. Get all that flour off. See, even though we put it in increments, it still can stick to the bottom, so that's why you gotta be really careful. Look at that, doesn't it look good? Yum, yum. Just make sure that, see, if you see lumps, that means there's some, it needs more mixing with the paddle. I see a big lump. I see a big lump. Look at that. See that big lump right there? That's gonna be gone, baby. In a second. Let's put that paddle back on. Okay. Paddle on. Shields up. I'm gonna do it a little fast to break up those little bumps. But not too long. Don't do it too long. I would say about a minute and a half. All right, now let's check it and see if those bumps are still in there. If the lumps and bumps are